Good morning.
Good morning.
Kimberly, Faith here, and Michael. We are on the road again. It's our Saturday morning thing. Thanks for tuning in and joining us. Today, we had to change our adventure because we just did.
Well, yeah, my son has a homecoming dance.
So I had to frantically find an adventure sitting here in the car, and I just found one a couple minutes ago. Luckily, I have a list. A giant list of things to do in my life.
She does, and she's also brilliant at rolling with things when they change. She does a great job of that.
I mean, you have to, that's life, right? We are going to start at a town called, or a former town called St. Thomas. I will give you the full history there, but it was a town that literally disappeared for 65 years, meaning underwater. It disappeared underwater. So we're going to go there. Hopefully that's interesting enough for you to keep watching. See you at the trailhead. Okay, so you are going to take 15 north, get off at Moapa, and you're going to take that road until you pass the Lake Mead National Recreation sign, and then you will see a sign immediately after that for St. Thomas. Make a left where it says road closed, but it's open. So we're going to take this and go to St. Thomas. Welcome to St. Thomas, or almost. We're going to walk there. It's a 2.5 mile loop, so not that hard. Obviously, I mean, you can see. So here's what's interesting about this town. It is a it was a Mormon town settled in 1865, then resettled in 1880. Then when the Hoover Dam opened, it was completely underwater for 65 years. And as the river, or as the lake has receded, this town reappeared again. A little bit about the town itself. In 1930, the U.S. Census said there were 274 people in this town. So we are going to go down and see the ruins of this town. It's kind of cool, kind of different, and see what we can see. Know what else we just saw? See that mountain way in a freaking distance? Do you see how angry I am getting? There is Moapa Peak, which I never need to even see again, let alone do.
I love it.
The trail is super easy, and it's interesting because you could tell this used to be underwater because it's all shelves. So I wonder how long the trail we're walking on has been above water.
So I always wondered when she said, well, it was settled in 1865 and then again in 1880. What was the deal there? Turns out what it was when they settled in 1865, they thought they were either in Utah or Arizona. They kind of researched it and found out they're actually in Nevada. And so as soon as Nevada found that out, they said, oh, we want all the back taxes for the last few years for you guys to stay here. So they didn't want to do that because they didn't trust the way the government would spend the money. I wonder where that comes from. So they went to Brigham Young to ask advice, and he said to take a vote. And so they voted instead to leave the area instead of paying the taxes. So, and they also didn't possess the currency. Back then, Utah and Arizona, they could pay with a bartering system, and Nevada required a currency. So they left. And the challenge is, it's a very attractive area to live in, certainly back then. And so in 1880, people came back to settle it again. That's what happened.
Boom. That's your history lesson for the day. We're coming up on our first artifact, which is a home foundation, I guess.
It's interesting to me, the concrete.
Yeah.
I didn't know how much
Did they have concrete in the 1800s? Well, I mean, they had to have cement even in biblical times, right? How else did they build pyramids? Behold, the hail comes. We just looked up how old cement is and when it started. 600 BC by the Romans.
Yeah.
Who knew that? Concrete goes way back.
And if we thought about it for a second, we realized, hold it, they left when the Hoover Dam was, well, the Hoover Dam was made with concrete, so duh.
Yeah, stupid question. Here we are, which I guess this is a former home. So what we're gonna do is we're going to See the hotel, the store, the post office, another home, schoolhouse, all that. Come back. Boom. These home foundations are not very, well, it's not too small. I guess. This would be the front door. Maybe. Oh, it's their grill. Is it?
No. They just did this to keep people from falling in it. It's like a cistern or something.
Oh.
Or ice storage.
Oh.
It's way deep.
Whoa. I'm afraid to lean over. I don't want to drop my phone.
That's 20 or 30 feet deep.
Wow. Scary.
Ooh, scary.
See all these stumps here? These were the stumps that they just chopped the trees down. They were former trees that lined the streets. Apparently this town used to be an oasis. We'll run into a lot of all the little like stick stumps that you see sticking out. Haha, sticking out, get it? I'm funny, I'm funny.
You're good.
I'm so funny.
You're good.
This is the rich people. This is a big foundation. The stairs stayed pretty nice. I'm going with this being the town square, and this is the official town tree.
Really?
Well, it's so big.
The official town tree.
This is the official town tree.
Clearly cut off with a chainsaw, but I just wonder why.
I don't know.
I wonder why, because all these, we noticed that all these trees have been, they lined the streets, they've made that point, are all cut off at more or less the same height within the little, but why would they cut them off? I mean, when the town's being abandoned.
Yeah, they wouldn't have time. I don't know. This is your local store. Your local grocery store called the Hannig store, not Hanning. Hannig. H-A-N-N-I-G. So this is where you would come to get your groceries. Don't be a dick and write your name on there. It's destroying history. Like, that's just not cool. This is like a big hunk of metal. Oh, look at that. You could tell how the water like deteriorated it. This would have been the entrance to the store, but the wall fell down. See?
Right. How's that again? Oh, I got it.
I'm walking through
Well, the entrance would have been right there. Right, see, you walked in here. This is the wall that fell down. That was you just walked through the window.
Oh. Because I do that. I don't want to be like everyone else.
Were you born cesarean?
What? Oh.
Yeah. It's the window instead of the door. Yeah. That's a joke.
Found an anchor.
Yeah. So that means it's a pretty big boat or ship on Lake Mead that used this. I mean, you can see it's got a pretty hefty chain. And I thought it was solid. It's not. It's actually hollow on the inside. So, but it's an anchor. So
It's pretty cool.
Somehow fell off though.
We are coming up on the schoolhouse. They were really good at building stairs.
And it's a pretty big schoolhouse, but honestly, Mormons have traditionally had very large families, so they had a lot of kids. I bet.
It's a big school. Here was the post office. It was cool, nothing like super crazy interesting. And then here was the Gentry store.
General merchandise.
See, a little general merchandise store. So we'll walk around there. And then in the distance, right about here, was the hotel. So we'll go check the hotel out. It's pretty neat. Like this picture was right there. Guys, check this out. This is super cool. Apparently the hotel, that's what we're coming up on, had to be brick because we keep coming up on all these bricks.
See how that's squared off of that, but it's angled?
Yeah.
That's that angle right there.
Ah, oh yeah.
That's that corner.
Oh, cool.
So this photo was taken from right here.
Ah, yeah. This is really cool. This is, we thought it was people just being not cool. It's actually period wear.
You see, they don't make beer bottles like that anymore, that kind of thick glass.
Oh my gosh, it's so thick and heavy.
Flasks or whatever this had in it, like that.
Wow. Get some of the ceramic.
Yeah.
This is, oh,
Piece
look at
of
this.
pottery.
Piece of china. This is a piece of china. Wow.
And look at the color of this glass.
Whoa.
That's that old style, you know, like medicine bottles.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Wow, what a find.
Yeah, and look at that. A piece of metal from some kind of container or something.
That's neat.
You can tell this is old. Look at that.
Oh, it's a part of like a dish.
Like a saucer, like a dish.
Yeah. Whoa. All right, so you know how we just came from the general store in the hotel? Across the street, we see a home foundation, and we thought, that's got to be someone prominent, someone important.
On the town square, have a home. That's a big deal.
This is downtown. We are downtown right now. And this was Mr. Gentry, who owned the Gentry Hotel and the Gentry store. So we're going to go check out his home. Cribs. St. Thomas style.
You would have a big window right here in your living room looking out at that view rather than that view because that's not as nice mountains.
Ah, so this framed out here, this is a giant window. And lots of floor-to-ceiling windows. See all these cutouts? Either doors or windows.
That's the back door to the outhouse.
Ah.
And these were windows along the way. I bet you had a formal dining room right here. And you had the living room, the parlor, the living room or whatever was right here, had the big window to look out at this nice view.
I just found a piece of glass. I found a couple, and it looks like people find pieces and they just like leave them for you to enjoy. So I told Michael that he's not allowed to leave this place. He's to stay here for the rest of his life until he finds a piece that he can contribute.
Thank you. You plan on enforcing that?
Yeah. He found a piece. He's allowed to leave.
Thank you so much. You're so kind to me.
This is next door to Mr. Gentry, and it looks like they're on either side, and there are like little, I don't know, so maybe this was the entrance, like you drove up to a nice entrance.
Yeah, drove up like a nice, even though it was dirt, it was like lined with something.
Yeah.
Clear, and it has two of them there.
I wonder if they had like
bushes.
Flowers and bushes and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Growing in between these little walls.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah, and the name is Cyphus, which is actually a pretty prominent name here. So we get the Gentrys and the Cyphuses.
I think he's done. He's hot. We did it.
Yeah.
We made it back. It was
Climbing
fun.
the last little hill.
Last little hill. The thing that was great about this, no bushwhacking, no elevation, no wounds, no injuries,
No cactus.
no blood, no ripped clothes, all discovery. It's kind of neat. So
We'll be back to that sooner or later. You know we will.
oh, yeah, of course we will. I actually said I wasn't hiking anymore, and what am I doing? So
I know, you're the one who chose this one too.
I'm a hypocrite. So now we're off to do something else. I'm not sure what it is. But thanks for joining. Appreciate you. Thanks for the support. And we'll see you on the next adventure.